Hi guys and welcome back to Scribe Gaming. I'm your man Scribe and this is my cup of coffee. The real star of the show. Who am I kidding? We know the real star is Smudge. Anyway, last night when I was fast asleep, CG were kind enough to release a kit reveal for Fennec Shand. And I think we should take a look at it. Let's go. Alrighty guys, here we are. Fennec Shand. So, like I said, Boba Fett did post this in the wee hours of the morning for me. She is a dark side attacker, bounty hunter, and scoundrel. Loving the art here as well. Highlights, she is a lethal bounty hunter capable of taking on the most dangerous of foes. Team player works exceptionally well with the Mandalorian Beskar armor and all other bounty hunters. It's good because we all know that Bam needs just a little bit of loving. And every time they keep on adding characters to give him a little bit more loving, he still needs a little bit more. You know, he's like a needy... I'm not going to finish that sentence. Okay, so leader ability allows her to work well in undersized squads. And synergy suggestions are, of course, Mando, Boba Fett, IG-11, and Queel. Interesting. Alright, okay, so... abilities. Her basic is known as Crushing Strike. Ladies and gentlemen, we can see this scene here from Season 2 of The Mandalorian. We do know that this is the wrong Beskar-wearing person. I don't want to say Mandalorian because Boba is not a Mandalorian, guys. Remember. More importantly, this kit has got to be like Old Man Boba coming soon, right? Let's face it. Okay, anyway, Crushing Strike. Final text, deals special damage to the target enemy 5 times. If the target has no protection, this ability deals 50% more damage. Look out, Lord Vader, am I right? If it's Fennec Shand's turn and she has Seasoned Veteran, she also gains offense up for 1 turn, which is quite nice. Seasoned Veteran means she can ignore taunts and gains additional effects on her abilities. So, like this basic, she gains offense up. So what does this mean? Hitting 5 times, guys, super useful, both for Whistling Birds, because that just on a basic, it means that she's going to be giving 5 stacks for Whistling Birds, but also when we're looking at contracts, when we look at like Bosk's leadership, you got to hit the weakest enemy 20 times. She's going to count for 5 just on a basic. That's also going to apply when she does a mass assist, guys. So a mass assist from like, you know, Boba's net, that's going to do like, what, 9 hits in total when the mass assist comes in, or 10. Super useful, guys. Really useful at hitting contract, really useful for Whistling Birds. Still don't necessarily think that this is a game changer for Mando. There are times where Beskar Mando, you can get him to 20 stacks of Whistling Birds and it still doesn't exactly make it a game changer. Special 1, I don't miss. This is cool, guys. Only a cooldown of 2, okay? Final text, deals special damage to all but the weakest enemy. Then, deals special damage to the enemy that was the weakest at the start of the attack. This damage is increased by 50% for each other enemy damage during this ability. Yeah, so basically, she's going to do an AoE. She'll hit everybody apart from the weakest, and for those 4 people that she hit, if she did hit 4 of them, that's going to increase the damage by 200% to the weakest enemy. This is really cool. Helps with Bosk's payout as well, guys. Because don't forget, Bosk's payout, you've got to hit the weakest enemy on the team. This guarantees that you hit the weakest enemy on the team at least once. It also does additional damage to that weakest enemy. And has a kind of scaling effect, so this ability is technically less useful the later into the battle, when you've killed off a few units. Alternatively, it's very useful against people like Genosians, because there's more people on the enemy team. Similarly, Mon Mothma teams, more people on the enemy teams means the weakest enemy in the opposing team is going to take an additional 50% damage. Quite cool. If this ability deals damage, the selected target is inflicted with Armor Shred, and all dark side scoundrel allies gain Overconfident for 2 turns if they do not have it, which can't be copied or resisted. So, now, Overconfident is actually a debuff, guys. It's not a buff, so I'm not sure how you'd even resist a debuff. It's not dark side with, you know, Sith Empire. If all dark side scoundrel allies already have Overconfident, instead all scoundrel allies gain Overconfident for 2 turns, which again can't be copied or resisted. So what that means basically, guys, is you'll be able to apply this to Beskar Mando, right? He can get Overconfident. And what does it do? minus 20% defense, which is kind of similar to ferocity if you think about it, but plus 50% offense. That is a lot of big damage coming out. Plus 10% speed and 15% evasion. Evasion is awesome, guys. I hate evasion so much. 10% speed is huge. That's horrific. And this 50% offense, this is where the real sort of meat and bones comes into helping Beskar Mando out. If you're having Fennec Shand under a Beskar Mando, you know, I don't want to suggest it, but if you threw in Commander Ahsoka Tano under Beskar Mando as well, sharing those additional stats, he's going to be gaining 100% offense. That actually might make Whistling Birds a scary thing to see. My gosh. Okay, cool. So her leadership, Lone Fox. At the start of battle, Fennec Shand gains 100% max health, protection, defense, and offense. Pretty scary. These numbers, however, are reduced by 25% for each other ally present at the start of battle. So if you go with a full team, there's no bonus to her leadership. It's interesting. Her contract is 20 debuffs are dispelled or expire from bounty hunter or scoundrel allies. Only bounty hunter or scoundrel allies can contribute to this contract. So scoundrel allies can actually contribute to her contract, which is kind of cool. All bounty hunter allies have their when she hits a contract, payouts are activated, and all bounty hunters or scoundrel allies gain 20% defense, which is weird because it kind of like it's just offsetting the negative side of overconfident, and gaining overconfident till the end of the battle. So whilst it's cool, this bonus only applies to herself, doesn't apply to the team. If it also applied to your allies, I know it gets reduced, yeah, but I would have thought, you know, if it did apply to the allies, you could have some synergy where it's just her and Beskar Mando, for example, and she would be giving him, you know, 75% additional offense. Pretty scary, right? Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure how much use it's going to get. Maybe for cleanups, it might be useful. I don't know, guys. I don't know, honestly. And hitting this contract with a single character is also going to be difficult. I know that she does apply this overconfident buff, but, you know, that's a cooldown of 2, so every other turn, if it's just her on the field, it's going to take 10 turns. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot, or like 12 turns even, because you need to account for the actual dispelling of it. So that's just based on that, obviously. So, yeah, I can't see you using her leadership too much, but maybe it's got some use. She's got 2 uniques, guys. Making an impression is the first one. Fennec gains 10% offense stacking until the end of the encounter, which is each wave, guys. If you're in a wave in Lightside TB, for 1 wave, yeah, is going to be an encounter. Whenever she gains tenacity up, this is doubled if the Mandalorian Beskar armor is a living ally, so that's quite nice, 20% additional offense. When an ally loses overconfident, Fennec gains 20% turn meter. So she's got some pretty nice TM generating abilities here, because you're going to be losing overconfident more or less every other turn, which is kind of cool. And if there is any sort of cleanse, like if you're putting grief in a bounty hunter team, he can actually do the mass cleanse, getting rid of overconfident, which will basically give Fennec a free turn. Whether or not you want to use that, I'm not sure, because you want to try and spread that overconfident. Second unique is Fennec Shand's payout. So whenever she receives a reward from the contract, she gains the following payout. Fennec receives 15% crit chance, 25% critical damage, and seasoned veteran until the end of battle. So she gets a permanent locked seasoned veteran. And the only real benefit of that is when she basics, she can ignore taunts, and she'll gain offense up when she uses her basic, which is not bad considering, you know, the extra offense, the extra crit damage, and now she can ignore taunt. Ignoring taunt, pretty useful, guys, pretty useful. Okay, so all in all, I think this is a cool kit. I think it's a pretty cool kit. I think she's probably going to be pretty monstrous in damage. I imagine this basic here is going to have a low damage multiplier, so even though she's hitting 5 times, it's probably like every other normal basic, guys. We'll have to see how her damage stacks up in the long run. I'm hoping that this one is going to do some pretty good damage to that weakest enemy. And I definitely think it's going to have some additional, bring some additional viability to Beskar Mando, because this additional 50% offense is pretty tasty. But even so, I can see this working very, very well to get super, super fast Mandalorian, the Mando, best bounty hunter teams to get to contract super quick. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I want to know your thoughts, guys. Take to the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this kit. And check the links in the description where you'll find links to my Twitch, my Twitter, my Discord, all that good, juicy jazz. And until next time, guys, peace out.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.